All right, let's jump right in. As AI becomes a bigger and bigger part of our lives, what's the most powerful tool we have for dealing with it? It's not another piece of software, not another app. It's our own thinking. Let's dig into why your judgment is the ultimate safeguard in this whole new era.
And just so you know, all the material we're covering today comes directly from Chapter 2 of the tutorial on cultivating human mental thought processes to maximize AI/human synergy by Virtualization Options LLC.
So, let's get to the heart of the problem. Folks over at MIT Sloan have a name for it: automation bias. It's that tendency we all have to just, accept what an AI tells us. We see an output from some fancy, sophisticated system, and our brain just goes, well, it must be right. It's a huge cognitive trap.
And, this isn't just a minor quirk. This bias can be genuinely dangerous.
The source material really doesn't pull any punches here. It says this can lead to catastrophic failures. And here's the kicker you have to remember. AI will make errors. It's not an if, it's a when. So blindly trusting it means we are basically walking blindfolded toward a potential disaster.
So, if AI is going to make mistakes, what's the fix? Well, it's us. Human judgment is the essential, irreplaceable counterbalance to all those algorithmic errors. This really gives us two clear choices, two paths we can take. We can be a passive consumer, just accepting what the AI gives us and, risking those failures, or we can become an active collaborator, someone who evaluates, who questions, who maintains a healthy dose of skepticism. That's how we pull the real value out of AI instead of just being led around by it.
And this really gets to the key insight, right? The point isn't to become some kind of cynic who just rejects all AI out of hand. Not at all. The goal is to engage with it intelligently. It's about shifting our mindset from being a passive receiver to an active, thinking partner in the whole process. So how do we actually do that? The source gives us a brilliant mental checklist, 3 pillars of judgment to apply every single time we work with an AI.
Let's start with the most basic, most fundamental question you should always be asking yourself. Does this just feel off?
And this brings us to our first pillar, error detection. Your intuition, your gut feeling, is an incredibly powerful tool. If an AI hands you a result that seems totally counterintuitive, don't ignore that feeling. AIs can literally make stuff up. They call it hallucinating. They can misclassify things, or maybe they're just working from bad data. That gut check is your first line of defense.
Okay, on to the second pillar. This one touches on something a little more subtle, but just as critical.
This one is bias recognition. See, an AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. And if that data reflects old human biases, say in hiring practices, then the AI is just going to learn and even amplify those same unfair patterns. A critical thinker has to be the one to step in and ask, is this recommendation actually fair? Or is it just perpetuating an old injustice with new technology?
And finally, the third question. This one gets to the absolute limit of what any algorithm can do.
This is the third pillar, contextual override. Look, an AI only knows the data it was given. It doesn't understand the unique context of a situation. It doesn't get the emotional factors, the office politics, or the big picture stuff that you can't capture in a spreadsheet. This is where human wisdom is absolutely irreplaceable. It's our ability to look at what the data says and go, you know what? I see that, but in this specific situation, we need to do something different.
Okay, so we have the 3 pillars, but how do we get better at actually using them? Because like any skill, this takes practice.
The source material offers a really practical exercise to build this mental muscle. It's a simple 4-step process. First, select an AI output, any report, diagnosis, or recommendation. Second, evaluate it. Really question its assumptions, what data might be missing, where the biases could be. Third, document your analysis. Actually writing it down makes a huge difference. And fourth, identify at least 3 potential errors or limitations. Doing this regularly literally trains your brain. It transforms you from just a passive user into an effective AI oversight partner. This is how we make sure that AI actually improves our decisions instead of just automating our old mistakes. So, I'll leave you with this final thought, this challenge. As you go about your week, interacting with all the algorithms that are shaping our world, I want you to think about this. What is one AI recommendation, big or small, that you are going to stop, evaluate, and actually challenge?